Good evening friends, welcome to my YouTube channel on Advanced Excel. In today's video we are going to see how we can use two-way VLOOKUP to have a currency conversion table. Okay, now I have to be honest with you, this particular Excel sheet I have downloaded from a YouTube channel which is an amazing one. You can follow that channel as well, and the name is Excel is Fun, and in that video Mr. Mike has showed us how we can use XLOOKUP, which is a formula or which is a function in Office 365 to get this. But because I am in the old version of Excel, I am going to show you 5 different ways of achieving the same result, right? So the table is simple. Across the columns we are having a source currency, and across rows we are having a target currency. So in this case, for example, Canadian dollar is my source currency and target dollar is say Great Britain pound. So to purchase one Great Britain pound GBP, I need 0.47 of Canadian dollars, or say for example in this case Australian dollar. To purchase a euro, I want 0.60 of Australian dollar. So here in this case my source is Canadian dollar and my target is GBP. So my result has to be this amount multiplied by this. So this is what we want to achieve, and I'm going to show you 5 different ways. So let's begin now. Because this database or this table is huge, I'm going to build this formula in this cell and then we'll copy it to the table. Okay, so to start with, I'm going to use VLOOKUP and match. Now VLOOKUP is probably the most favorite and mostly used widely used function in Excel. So I'm going to start with VLOOKUP and match combo. So is equal to VLOOKUP tab. Now in terms of rows, that is vertical VLOOKUP, we are having our target currencies in rows. So I'm going to look for this GBP comma, then my table array consists of column K to column P, which I will freeze. Now we all are aware that in VLOOKUP or in HLOOKUP, your table array has to consist of this lookup column as well, or say in HLOOKUP there is horizontal lookup. Your lookup table or a table array, it has to consist of that lookup row as well. Okay, otherwise it's not going to work. So this is my table array which I have freezed. Now my column index number will be taken care by match. So I am incorporating match over here, and this is what match does. It returns the relative position of an item in an array that matches a specific value. So that's what we want. So I am pressing tab. Now my lookup value for match is my source currency, which is CAD, that is Canadian dollar, comma, where to look for that Canadian dollar? Here in my source currency row, and I am pressing F4 here, F4. So the relative position of this source currency, which is CAD, will be say 1, 2 and 3. So it is going to throw 3 for us. Okay, but in terms of VLOOKUP will start from say 1, 2 and 3. So VLOOKUP is going to stop at GBP and not CAD. So I am going to say I want exact match, and I am simply going to add 1 to this. Okay, and let me explain once again. See the result of this match. If I select this and press F9, the result of this match is 3. So match is going to start in terms of VLOOKUP. We are having this first column as a target currency, second is USD, third column is GBP, but we don't want GBP, we want CAD. So I am adding +1 to this. So Control Z, and because we want exact match, I am pressing 0 and will complete parenthesis for VLOOKUP and Control Enter. So now this is my answer. Okay, so the intersecting point for this CAD and GBP is this 0.47, and simply, I'll take this 0.47, Control C, and here F2, Control V, and it will be multiplied by the amount and Control Enter. So this is my result, and we'll simply copy it down and enter. Okay, So this is my first approach using VLOOKUP and match. Now friends, remember in VLOOKUP or even in this HLOOKUP, whenever the formula is asking for a column index number or a row index number, and in case if your column index or a row index number is in a fraction, then what VLOOKUP does is, or what HLOOKUP does is, it truncates it downward and then it performs the operation. So if your column index number is, say, suppose 2.456, then it will truncate it to 2 and it will give the result which is lying in column number 2 or row number 2 as the case may be. Okay, so in VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, please remember in this particular place where it is asking for a column index number, you can use any function in Excel, the result of which is a whole number, right? So lookup and VLOOKUP and match combination is over. Now we'll move to HLOOKUP. So HLOOKUP. Now in terms of rows, because it's a horizontal match, we will be starting with the source currency. So my source currency here is CAD. So I will be looking for CAD. Then my table array is going to be this. Now I am including this source currency row also, and I am going to freeze this. Now coming to row index number, again it will be taken care by match, and we'll have to do the same thing, add 1 to it. So my lookup array is now my target currency. My target currency is GBP. Then my lookup array for the purpose of match is this, which I will freeze again. And because we want exact match, again a 0 here, and again we'll have to add 1 because the result of this particular match, let me just show you, and I'm pressing F9 here, it is 2. So basically this is first row and this is second row. So that match is going to stop at row number 2, which is USD, but we don't want USD. Our target is GBP. So I am simply adding 1 here also. So +1, comma, and because we want exact match here, I am giving 0, completing parenthesis, and control enter. Again we have got the same result, and simply multiply this by our amount which is here and control enter. And now instead of conventional copy paste, I am simply selecting this whole range where I want that formula to be copied, pressing F2 and pressing control enter, and we have this thing. Okay, this is basically called as relative cell reference feature of Excel, where you can copy the formula without doing a conventional copy paste. So this is HLOOKUP and VLOOKUP, and in both these cases we have added 1, and the reason is one of the column in the table array where we use VLOOKUP, and one of the rows in HLOOKUP, it is vested only in that lookup value. Okay, so we are adding 1 to it. So if VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, if they were to start from say 0, 1, 2, 3, then we didn't have this problem at all. Okay, so these two approaches are over. The third approach is offset. So is equal to, let me just start here only, because that formula is going to stretch a bit, is equal to offset tab. Now my reference, that is my starting point, is this, and I'm going to freeze this because at any point of time we'll be starting from this K3. So let me just freeze this. So we are beginning from here. Now comma. Now how many rows we want to move? Now in terms of rows, we are having our target currency. So I'm going to use match again, and my lookup is the target currency. So my target currency is GBP. No need to freeze. Then my lookup array is this. So the match is going to return 2, and I'm completely okay with that, because in offset, unlike in VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP, offset we always start counting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm happy with this, and my match type is 0. I'm completing parenthesis, and now how many columns I want to move? So now it is asking for this source currency, and my source currency is CAD. So again I'm going to use match tab. My source currency is here, sitting in B4, comma, lookup array is this range, which is L3 to P3, which I'll freeze. And now this source currency is CAD. So the result of this match will be say 1, 2 and 3, and I am happy with that also. So comma exact match. I am completing parenthesis for lookup. So what is happening here is we have started from this 0, which is a starting point or a reference point. In terms of target currency, which is GBP, that match has brought us down to 2 rows. So say USD and GBP. So we are here right now. And in terms of columns, the same match is taking us to 3 columns to the right. So 1, 2 and 3. So it's CAD. So perfectly our intersecting point will be this point 47, which is our result. So in terms of rows we have done, column we have done, and in terms of height and width I am going to give 1, 1. Now these arguments are used only when you are dealing with ranges, and you can't keep it blank. You have to at least give 1, 1 to tell Excel that we want to extract only a single cell. Okay, so comma 1 and then comma 1, and I think things are looking okay. I'll complete parenthesis and enter. Again 0.47, perfect. And let me just see the freezing of all those things. Okay, source is also freezed. So simply Control C, escape, offset and match, Control V, and it will be multiplied by this amount which is in sitting in A4. So A4, enter. So we are having the same result. It's over. And now coming to my most favorite, which is sum product. So in sum product, I am going to start with sum product is equal to. Now in sum product I am going to use that function argument box. So after pressing tab, I am pressing Control A on the keyboard to open that control argument box. Now there are 3 reasons why I like sum product. The first reason is sum product can deal with AND conditions, number 1. Number 2, sum product can deal with OR conditions. And number 3, the most important one, sum product can deal with array formulas. That is, it can deal with many cells at a time. Okay, and a formula becomes array formula when you are comparing one value with many values, or you are comparing one value, many values with one value, and the results are multiple. Okay, so whenever your formula is getting more than one result, it becomes an array formula. And when it's an array formula, other than the sum product and some other functions in Excel, you have to press Ctrl Shift and Enter to tell Excel that it's an array formula. But there is as such no need to press Ctrl Shift and Enter. So straight away I'm going to ask a logical question, and I'm going to open this bracket. Now in sum product, you have to be very careful when you are opening and closing of this parenthesis, number 1, and you have to be very careful about using that asterisk for AND condition and plus for OR conditions. So right now I am asking a logical question inside this parenthesis, that whether you are equal to, that is my target currency, is equal to any of this, and I am going to press F4 to lock them. And because we are going to perform AND conditions, I am using this asterisk or a multiplication sign to suggest that we want to have both these conditions satisfied. And another logical question, are you, that is my source currency which is CAD, is equal to any of this, and I am going to freeze them also. And the moment I complete this parenthesis, it's going to give us bunch of zeros and ones or false and trues. Now remember, in sum product, whenever you get these zeros and one, please be very sure that you are on the right track, because if you are getting true and false in this particular conditions as a result, then you have to either prefix it with double negative or multiply it by 1 to convert those trues and false into ones and zeros. But as such there is no need here, because we have used this asterisk in between these two conditions, and my array 2 is going to be all these conversion values, and I am pressing F4 here also, and I am completing parenthesis, and here is the result, absolutely perfect. I am going to press OK, and let's just check for this parenthesis and everything. Okay, this is right, this is right. So things are looking fine. Control C, come to this sum product column, Control V, and we'll multiply this by amount and enter. So same result again. So sum product is over, and last but not least, we are going to use index and match. So index and match together. So is equal to index tab. Now array for index, I have said in my videos that in index the array is basically the range of cell where your results are lying. So my results are here. No need to either select this header row or this K column where my target currency is. So no need to do that. But I'm going to freeze this range because at any point of time we'll be copying it down. Comma. Now row number again match. Now in terms of row we are having our source currency. So my source currency is CAD. Wanted to freeze this. Then my lookup array for match is this, which I will freeze. And because I want exact match, comma 0. And then for column again match tab. Now source currency is over. Now we are going for this target currency, which is GBP. Match. Look for this GBP. Where to look for? In this particular range, which I will freeze. And because we want exact match, I am going 0 and I am completing parenthesis. Now as such this formula is over, but always remember, when you are using index and match together, your range or your table array has to be of the same size and dimensions. So for match you cannot have say 5 rows selected and then for index you are having a 6 rows selected. That cannot happen. Your table array has to be of the same dimension. So here in terms of row we are having say 5 rows, and in terms of columns we are having 5 columns, and even this index and match you can see we are having 5 columns. Okay, so things are looking pretty fine. I am completing parenthesis and enter. Oh, I think we have got something wrong. It is giving us 2.12. So let me just build it once again. Is equal to index tab. Row. So in terms of row we are having a target. So I am going to use match tab, comma, in terms of columns I am having source. I basically interchanged those two things. Then my lookup array is this, shall freeze. Because I want exact match, I am giving 0. Now it should be fine. Here it is, and then simply multiply this by amount and control enter and control C, control down arrow, control shift and up arrow and enter. So here are the approaches which I have followed. So where we have learned index and match, then some product, offset and match, HLOOKUP and match, and VLOOKUP and match. So using these 5 approaches you can have a two-way VLOOKUP and have a currency conversion table. So friends, I hope you must have liked this video. If you have liked this video, do give me a thumbs up. If you don't like this video, don't hesitate to give me a thumbs down. Also subscribe to my channel. And in this next sheet I am giving text of those formulas, so anytime you can simply follow these formulas and build your own. And I am going to leave link of Excel downloadable file so that you can download it and practice upon. So take very good care of yourself and your friends and families, and take care. Bye.